Welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean, and this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope readings for August 2023 for your North Node by sign and house. Now, if you're new to my channel, the reason I use the North Node in tarot readings as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign is it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's your soul path. It's what we're here to learn and experience in this lifetime. So it's much more accurate and relevant in readings as opposed to your sun, moon, or ascendant sign. Now, you're going to want to watch two readings. You're going to want to watch one for your north node by sign and one for your north node by house. Now, one quick note on this month. A lot of us have been going through some really intense things over the summer. The astrology has really been off the charts. And we have two full moons this month, one on the 1st, August 1st, and one on the 30th. And then right around the corner in October, it's eclipse season. So these are very transformational times. And I just want to say that no matter what's going on around us in our life, whatever is happening, remember that when we follow our soul path, when we follow our north node, the universe assists us and helps us in having the best life possible and staying on our most optimal timeline. So with that, I am going to connect to the energies and we can begin the readings. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, so Aries North Node or North Node in the first house. Okay, so the spread on this side of the table represents the first half of the month from the 1st to the 15th, and then this side represents the second half of the month from the 16th on. Now, your overall theme card that came up is the Justice card reversed. And, this is the card for Libra, which is your South Node. And I'm seeing two things with this. First and foremost, the collective North Node for everybody right now for the next 18 months or so is North Node in Aries, your North Node, and South Node in Libra. And so there are themes that are coming up of what I would call, which is going to be an ongoing learning process of the dark side or negative side of Libra that could be coming up. So what is that? It means, giving in too easily, maybe, letting people kind of, take control or walk all over you, or accepting things that shouldn't be acceptable in our lives. Basically, shying away from that north node in Aries. So these are going to be themes this month that are going to come up. But I'm also seeing with this too, some of you may be dealing with, because whenever the Justice card comes up, there could be some legal things that are coming up or situations that are of fairness. Okay, things that are either fair or unfair. But for the majority of you, you're dealing with some things that have to do with your South Node in Libra. So the first half of the month, what are your timeline cards? You have the Five of Pentacles reversed. You've got the Four of Cups reversed. And then you've got the Two of Wands upright. And I'm seeing something really positive for a lot of you with this. What I'm seeing is a lot of you, I'm feeling like you are kind of like done and really over the way a lot of your life path has gone and you really want to change, you really want to transform. And I feel a lot of you are doing that. What are you transforming? Well, you're transforming the two things with the five of pentacles reversed. I feel like you're coming out of a time of feeling isolated, or feeling like there is no help for you. Also coming out with the Four of Cups, like a period of feeling like um, complacency or emotional discontent, even like you know somewhat like light depression. Okay, and I'm not talking about clinical depression. I'm just talking about like anyone that suffers from that. We all suffer from depression, and it doesn't have to be clinical, but it could be clinical. Okay. um but I feel like a lot of you are coming out of it just because it's like you're over this, and it's like I feel like you're finding your voice, you're finding your vision, you're beginning to see that. And for some of you, you're further along on that than others, but I think that some of you are just like, you're starting to, no matter where you're at on this, I feel like all of you are at least seeing where it is you need to go, kind of finding your vision, finding your voice. And, that's what it takes when we finally kind of, we get to a point. That's how change happens, is we say, okay, like enough, I want to go on a different path. Now, what's stirring this up for a lot of you, that over the summer and now as we're like creeping into fall, I feel like there's a situation of, because your advice cards are the Five of Swords reversed and then the Queen of Swords. And what I'm seeing that there is like a specific thing that has happened, and maybe even a string of things in your life that you're just like, you've had enough. You really want to make, at least you're thinking about. Some of you are making these changes. Others you're thinking about them. You're like contemplating it. And what the situation is that I feel like it could be, you know, you are really tired of, a lot of you are, of maybe not being appreciated like you should, maybe not getting the respect that you should get, getting the credit, the recognition. And I'm seeing this across the board. And as I said, it could be for some of you, this could tick all the boxes for you. It could be like in personal relationships, family, friends, romantic. It could be work situations. Um, and I'm seeing this across the board where it's just like, and it could come from like, it was like I'm seeing for a lot of you, it was like a final straw type of a thing where you're just like, you just don't want to kind of do this the way things have been done anymore. And this card, the Queen of Swords, this is like, you know, taking your stand. Like, even if it's in your mind, that is a huge win. Like, you're saying, like, in your mind, like, you know what? Even if you haven't done it physically or in the real world, even if you think about doing it, that's like a win. And as I said, for each of you, you're at a different level, but I think you're all kind of just headed toward that. This is like you kind of making your stand. And it's like, remember that what this is for you in this lifetime, this is about you it's about self empowerment. Okay. You are one of the north nodes, that whether you have your north node in Aries or if it's in the first house, you are given the ability and you are given the license to be selfish in this lifetime. Okay. Selfishness is not a bad word. You're putting, well, selfishness, when people think about it being selfish, we think of all of us as a negative thing. And a lot of times it is. But when we put ourselves first, um, we are able to empower the self in order to help others. It's kind of like, the saying where, you can't um, fill someone else's cup if your own cup is empty. If your own, pitcher is empty, how are you going to fill others' cup? So that's what it is. So in this lifetime, you are one of the few north nodes that is allowed to put yourself first. And the reason that is when you empower yourself, your whole life, you're not, people will actually, more people will benefit in your life from you putting yourself first than you putting yourself last. And that, I know that seems weird, it seems counterintuitive. A lot of you, it's like, it might even, when you hear that, you're like cringy, like, why would I put myself first? It's because that's south node. That's your instinctual tendency, talking, okay? And so, look, this is going to be an ongoing thing. There's going to be tests for you this month, okay? Meaning testing where it is, where you're at on this path, okay? But I feel like a lot of you, with the positive news is you're really starting to, even if it's in your mind or actually physically doing it, move toward that north node in Aries, okay? And I feel like it's going to be, this first half of the month, there's going to be something that could be a trigger point. And it could have happened in prior months, but I feel like there's going to be something for a lot of you that's going to like really kind of trigger this to move off in this positive new direction. Now, the second half of the month, you've got for your timeline cards, the Death card, you've got the Nine of Swords, and you've got the Emperor reversed. Now, as I always say, any of the so-called scary cards in the tarot deck, there's nothing to be afraid of with any of the cards, like the Death card, the Tower card, the Devil card, okay? I always explain them, and if you're regular to my channel, I explain this, but what these cards are, like the Death card, for example, is about transformation, okay? It's about when we make changes in our life, we have to put an end to something in order to go on to something else. If you want to go onto a new career, you have to say goodbye or let the old career die in order to go. If we want to say we're going to get healthy and go in a new direction, the old person has to die, the old way of doing things. That's all this is. It's about something that is the transformational process. Now, in your case, what it is, when we finally, we'll just say a hypothetical person. Let's say a hypothetical person with their North Node in Aries. And let's say they've put up with a lot of crap in their life with relationships and people, and they're fed up. They're tired of not getting that respect and, recognition and the love that they deserve, whatever it may be. When something happens, there's like, okay, that's like the last straw. The last straw is like the Death card. Okay. It's like, I'm done with that. Okay. And that's all this is saying. So the second half, what I'm seeing is that when you're making this move, it could be very scary for a lot of you, and it could be stressful, because when a Libra South node, or the dark side of Libra, when it begins to exert its power going toward that North node in Aries, the people around that person, um, they don't take it well a lot of times, and so there could be like anxiety and worry, because a lot of times it's like when they're, well, I'm just so used to, like, you know um she's just so, like, always been, got, let me get my way. She's always been so accommodating. She always just like gives in to what I want and what I say, or he always just gives in, and he always, whatever the case may be. So the people, they don't like it. Like this, when you make your stand and start moving toward that North node, because remember, this is the spiritual warrior path that you're on. This is the path of the warrior. Okay. So you're making your stand. So this could cause the second half of the month. You're making these changes. It could cause some stress. Please don't let that deter you. There could be some stress and anxiety and worry, and, just try to remember to stay strong. Remember, being courageous does not mean that we're not afraid. Courage is acting despite being afraid. despite being anxious and having anxiety. That is what courage is. It's not a lack of fear, because even the most courageous, and everyone feels fear, but it's that they act despite of the anxiety and fear. That's what we're learning to do. Now, where with this reversed emperor, okay, this is about personal power, but what I'm seeing here is there is a, a specific person that you could be causing you problems the second half. And it could be more than one person, but I'm seeing definitely a specific person and situation that could be causing some issues. What does this person look like? Okay, this person is a person who is um, an authority in your life. Now, that could mean a parental figure. That could mean, and even from the past, okay, parental figure, it could mean a boss supervisor. It could mean like a, professor. It could mean even on the legal, like someone that is in some sort of a position of power. But also, it could be a close friend, family member, or someone in a romantic relationship. So why do I say that? Um, People that we are in close relationship with are authority figures in our life. Why is that? Because if they're important in our life, we'll take romantic relationships like our significant other. Um, we put them in an important position of authority. Okay. It's not that they're our boss. Okay. Or they're ruling over us, but they are in a position of authority. We should be in a position of authority in their life too, because what we say and do matters to them. What they say and do matters to us a lot. Okay. So like I said, this could be, but there's someone that it could be not happy with you exerting your new personal power, or when you start to flex that power. Okay. That's okay. It's not some some of you are going to have an easier time than others, or with certain situations, all of you are going to probably feel some sort of a backlash and all that. Again, that's, helping you to learn to be courageous. Now, your advice cards are, you've got the Three of Pentacles reversed, and you've got the Two of Pentacles reversed. I'm seeing a lot of this is going to be in a work situation for a lot of you, like what you do for a living, whether that be, working at home or working for someone else. Okay. But it's going to be a situation of like what you do, or being appreciated for what you do. But it also could come in any sense of, you know um like I said, any type of relationship that we have. Okay. But it is a person of authority. The other thing too is that I feel like there is going to be a money factor, or something to do with money, finances, inheritance, are things of value in our life, like that could play into this. Um, so for a lot of you, like I said, it's with these pentacles here. I feel like it is going to be something that we're dealing with, an issue or something where you might have to, kind of make a stand with this person or this situation, and they aren't going to like it. All I can say is that I'm concerned with the Nine of Swords, because I don't want you to be fearful, because the anxiety that you feel, remember, it will pass. This is really a call for you to stay strong. Remember, your path is the path of self-empowerment. No one in this lifetime is going to hand you self-empowerment. It's like what you've been, kind of given to do in this lifetime is for you to assert your power. Now, the reason that this is happening too is because, remember, with our south node is our past. In this lifetime, it's our past and past lives. Okay. And you've spent too many lifetimes of, you have the beautiful ability of getting along, of being, making things harmonious in relationships, smoothing things over, of compromising, letting other people win, putting other people first. That's a beautiful thing. But it's gone on too long. You've already mastered that. Now it's time for you to go into that arena of self-empowerment. Just please do not let it give you too much anxiety. There will be, I'm not going to, sugarcoat this. There are going to be people in your life when you start to assert your personal power and you make your stand, there are going to be people that aren't going to like it. All I can say is stay strong. It will get easier. And at the end of the road of after doing this, things will be a lot better in your life. Just trust me on that. Okay. So anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you have any questions, reach out to me in the comments or just say hi. All of that, helps the algorithms. And if you could hit that like button, it really would help. If you would like a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below from my website, and we can give you some more information on that. But with that, thanks much. We will see you on some more videos. Many blessings.